man thinks that his burden is the heaviest. I'm still on the Bob train. And you're running away. Running and you're running and you're running away. I think we're running away. Good morning. I got some analogies this morning. Who feels it knows it knows. Running and you're running away. All right, let me stop. Whew. Goodness gracious. Bob Marley. Oh, just man. A brother well before his time. Why y'all kill him? Why y'all vote for a government that killed him? I was with Bob Ziggy. We're so much better than this. So much better than this. But I got an analogy for y'all. Here's my analogy. I don't think that we're the cancer. I don't think we're the cancer. You know how people like to say humanity is the cancer of the earth? No, I don't think we're cancer. I don't think we're the invader. I don't think we're from here, but I don't think we're the invader neither. I don't think we're the cancer. I think we're destroying the host, but I think we're a white blood cell. I think we're a macrophage. I think that we're supposed to be stewards in solving problems. I think words are very powerful. And if you embrace this idea that humanity is inherently evil, then you just get the hell out of here. Bye. See you, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. We don't have time for gaslit people. No, I think that's too negative, and I don't think that's true. I think that, the music's too loud. Hang on, wait. I didn't turn it down yet. I'm off the talk. Turn him up. Hold on. Where's it going? Woo, thank you for that. All right. Boom. All right. Tell me how that is. All right. No, I don't think we're a cancer. I don't think we're supposed to destroy the host. I don't think we want to. I think that we're fooled into doing it. I think we're a part of the immune system of the planet. I think we got a place here. We don't act like it, but I think we got a place. I think that we are too beholden to leaders. Once again, I don't believe in leadership. I don't believe in leaders. I've been here too long to continue to do this. I think we run away from ourselves. That's why I was into Bob. I was into running away. I think we run away from ourselves. We're running away from ourselves. But you can't actually run away. You're trying. You lie about who self is. We don't want to know ourselves. We're not trying to find self. We're trying to blame other people. Oh, God, that's why I don't do leaders. I don't do leaders, because that's how you get leadership. How do you get leadership position? You lie to people about who they are. All the movements, all the activists. I think you have to, because activists, man, there's some passionate people. When I used to be out in the streets, activists, boy, we never got along. We ain't get along with nothing. We didn't know, because activists don't have leaders. Too much passion. You can't lead passion. You can't control passion. That's how you break activists. You make them follow this. You get them in line. You get them to follow the Pied Piper. But that's how you become a leader. Is you tell people what they want to hear. And I think that's a mistake. I don't think you ever want to tell people what you want to hear. I think telling people what they want to hear is a hate crime. That's what I think. I think keeping people ignorant is the dumbest thing you could ever do. But I think we run away from ourselves because we don't want to find ourselves. We want to find our problems in somebody else's mirror and blame them. And y'all need to fix it. Damn it, fix my mirror. Only people I don't blame are children. Let me see how I'm gonna post this. You can lie to yourself, but you can never run away from yourself. Bob was he was just a man so before his time. You can lie to yourself and you can get leaders to lie for you. You can get leaders to lie to you, make you feel good about yourself. But I think we're white blood cells, y'all. That's my analogy. You know what? I'm not gonna post this. I had a post storm this morning. I was gonna post it. I ain't gonna post that. I'm not gonna post it. Save to draft, and I'll never see it again. I don't even want to know why Facebook asks you that, because they never show you the draft again not on my phone. I can't ever go back. I got like 1 million posts in draft that I can't go back and find. But I think we are the cancer, y'all. I think we're part of the immune system. We just don't act like we're white blood cells. We act like we're an autoimmune disease. Y'all know what an autoimmune disease is? You know what it does? That's my analogy. That's where I think I'm going. I don't think that we're the cancer. I don't think that we're a parasite. I don't believe any of that anymore. I know I said it 2 weeks ago. Shut up. I think we're a white blood cell. I think we are a part of the planet's immunity. I think we are supposed to be stewards. We are supposed to steward the planet. And then we learn things like communion. Oh, I was pissed off this morning. Anytime I think about it, I get upset. I was raised in the church, and sometimes you always need an outside perspective to kind of show you the ugliness. You always need somebody from 30,000 feet to look down and say, this is my atheist friends. Gerard, do you know what communion is? And I'm just like, nah, it's once a month. You're supposed to take this bread, it's the body. Take this, drink this wine, it's the blood. Like, Gerard, yeah, I don't think you're supposed to do that. You said that you love Christ. Sometimes you need an outside perspective, and some of my Christian friends will have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Sometimes you need an atheist on the outside to tell you something. Sometimes you need somebody outside your religion to kind of holler at you for a minute. Sometimes you need somebody outside your race to tell you what's really going on. Sometimes you need somebody outside your nation. This is my thought. I think all outside perspectives matter. I think outside perspectives matter most. I don't think you're going to get any good critique from within your group think. That's what I think. So one of my atheist friends posted, I don't think y'all supposed to be doing communion, and I couldn't hear it. Once a month, we got the crackers and wine. It was grape juice, but we drinking the twine, eating up the crackers, visualizing, promoting the energy. We'd even say the ritual out loud to make sure that it really got in there. This is the body of Christ. Rip into that biscuit. I loved it. I was eating the crackers. They was kosher too. I was eating them up. They had little Gerard in the church pretending he was a cannibal, re-killing Christ once a month. Do you know how evil that is? I know the Christians. I need to see some angry faces because I'm upset. I'm not upset. I'm upset that my atheist friends didn't tell me this damn long time ago. That's vampirism and cannibalism, a ritual of re-killing Jesus Christ once a month. You know how crazy that is? I mean, I know some of y'all with the angry faces, y'all supposed to leave. You're not supposed to stay here. I need to see the view count go down, damn it. Because you're not ready for it. You're not supposed to be ready for that. You're supposed to, that's against my religion. It's like, that's not your religion. That's literally a demon that gave you something that's not true. But the thing is, I couldn't accept that. I couldn't accept it as a Christian because I believed all the bull they were giving me. I didn't have the ability to seek God. I didn't have the ability to seek whatever God is, wherever it might be. I was told that the Bible was the word of God. So damn it, if I'm supposed to be a vampire and a cannibal and rethink Caesar style, killing Christ once a month, I do it. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Like now, when I look back, I realize how demonic that is. I realize how evil that is. Like what type of negative energy? Damn. I was literally promoting into the universe this energy and a ritualistic re-killing of Christ every single month. I was like, Jesus, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I had no idea. Indoctrination is a hell of a drug. There you go. The Christians, they didn't left. The people that the view count went down. I know they left. They're like, I can't hear listen to this one. Nope. I'm going to go kill Christ every month. I'm going to just go get the bread and the blood, and I'm going to pretend that I'm Caesar worse than Caesar. Because all Caesar did was hang him on the cross. These people I was with them, rethinking, processing, and imagining re-killing somebody who came here just to bring peace, just to bring love. Love is my religion. That's why I'm out the game. I'm out the game. I'm out the game. I can't do it no more. I can't. There's too many lies. It's too many lies, too many alterations, This is what I'm saying. Activists can't have leaders. If you're an activist with a leader, You are a follow-ish. You're not a leader. Activists are independent people. Like the passion in real activists, because they got that love in their heart. They grew up in an abused family. They're fighting for children. They grew up and daddy was on drugs or mommy, whatever. And, you know, then the pharmaceutical industry killed somebody in their family. Somebody died in the military in their family, fighting for lies and oil companies because America is the tip of the corporate spear and the whole world hates America and can't wait for it to collapse. You know, that's a bad idea. You know that, right? Getting the whole world happy with the collapse of your nation, that's not a good look. That's that's a bad look. That's a bad look. But it's real passion in activists. But the problem is, I don't think you can actually get a true enlightened activist to follow a leader. I don't think you can. I don't think you can. There's no leader in activism. There's no leader in independent thought. There's no leader in critical thought. I think you have thought leaders, but you have nobody leading the direction of where these passionate people can go. And so that's how you break movements, is you get all the passionate people in line. And then the leaders can sell you out, and then they get careers because y'all fall in line with That's why I don't do movements, yo. I do not do movements. I don't do movements. Hell, is a long sentence. Lori, it's a very long sentence. That wasn't a sentence, that was a book without a period. I don't care nothing about the King's English. I get in trouble for it all the time. But they're back, the grammar people back. They corrected my grammar again. I don't care about your king. Bizzare. Anyway, done with that. Done with the rant. This is my analogy for today. I don't think humanity is a cancer. Y'all ever see these pictures? They show Earth from space at nighttime, and you see all the cities and the lights and all the little peoples doing their thing. And they say humanity is a parasite, it's a cancer on the earth, and it doesn't fit in. And I agree with that. I mean, I agree that we don't fit in. I just don't think we're the cancer. I think we are white blood cells. I think we're a part of the planet's immune system. I think we're supposed to be white blood cells fighting disease. But somehow we've taken on the job description of the cancer. We've taken on the job description. Let me show you this picture. Hold on. Let me see. Earth from space. I'll say Earth at nighttime from space. A beautiful picture, but we can live in sync with the planet. We just choose not to. It's easier to destroy Eden. It's easier to become an invader and kill each other and fight amongst ourselves instead of actually fighting the problem. I think we've become an autoimmune disease. I think that's a better and more accurate description, right? Because we're supposed to be here to be stewards. We're supposed to be here to help. And somehow we've turned into attacking the body. Because that's what autoimmunity is, right? The white blood cells are attacking the body. The white blood cells are attacking each other. The humans, the races, the religions, destroying their own ecosystems. And eventually we're going to destroy Eden. We're going to destroy the ecosystem we need. We're self-destructive. We're literally cutting off another race, or we're cutting off another nation despite our Earth. We're cutting off another corporation despite the whole damn planet. And we don't have the foresight. We don't have the sentience to think forward about the fact that we're actually supposed to be here to help. And I think that's where I discovered spirituality, right? Love is my religion. Love is my religion because I'm a white blood cell. I'm done with the whole cancerous thing. I'm done with that. I realize mine eyes have seen the light of the coming of the end of the world. The coming of the next Kali Yuga. My eyes have seen the light. I acted like a autoimmune disease my entire life. I lined up behind these leaders because they get paid big dollars for making us autoimmune diseases, attacking everything that we need to survive. You hear what I'm saying? That's my analogy for today. That's my analogy. I'm gonna look at your comments, and you wanna go along with that, expand on that, we can. If not, we're gonna jump to the news and see what they're lying about, because everybody knows that they're lying. Everyone knows, every single channel on the news is lying. I can't figure out for the life of me, if we all know that the news is a lie, why is anybody taking any action on the news? Your job is to literally laugh at the news. You gotta watch the news and look between the cracks and try to see what kind of behavior they wanna get out of you and control you into. You're not supposed to take the news seriously. You're not supposed to act on it. You're supposed to take the internet seriously. You're supposed to take people in countries that are being blown up in your namesake seriously, right? Because there's no political debate happening right now. People say, you hate politics. I don't hate politics. I just don't do apathetics, right? What's apathetic? Apathy in politics. Apathetics. Make them another word. I know English teachers can't watch me. They lose their damn mind. They're like, oh, Lord have mercy. What the hell? Who in the hell raised that monster? Apathetics. Because why? Because all they're fighting over in politics is what they're going to do with the spoils of war, right? What are they going to do with the spoils that the Rothschilds and Rockefellers are actually going to share with you? But what are we going to do? We're going to get health care and a wall. And so to me, that's not politics about anything important. That's apathetic ticks, right? That's what are we going to do with the women and children? What are we going to do with the blood in the bodies, right? What are we going to do with this cannibalistic model, this vampirical communionism of ritualistically every 4 years eating the body of the earth and drinking the blood of the flow of the water? You see how I did that? You see, y'all like that? I like that. I'm sorry. I don't even know where that came from. I like that. I was so pissed off about this idea of communion, and y'all should be pissed off about this election and all these politics because they're not actually talking about anything important. They're just talking about what are they going to do with the spoils of all the people they've murdered to keep the murder going. To keep the murders going. And I don't think that's a good idea. I think that's a bad idea. I think we're supposed to be white blood cells. We're supposed to be finding the cancer, beating it up. We're supposed to be finding the illness and taking it out. We're supposed to be fixing cells, getting rid of cells that have cell life has come to an end so we can create a new cell. I think we're supposed to fit within the ecosystem and make the planet stronger. I think we're supposed to be stewards. I think we're supposed to be helping plants grow better. I think we're supposed to be spreading biodiversity, growing different types of crops, not a damn field of 5 million tomatoes because the farmer want to make some money. Spraying chemicals on them because you're not supposed to put 5,000 million tomatoes in the damn field. And the bugs, they got their job. That's what I said. Elaine Ingham, that's why I trust her. She said, no, ain't no pest. Ain't no garden pest. What you got dumb farmers and dumb gardeners growing stuff where it's not supposed to be, but you don't have garden pests. You have white blood. You got bugs on this planet that understand what their job is. Their job is a part of the immune system too. Their job is to come and eat up all the nasty, filthy, starving and dying plants that you have no idea how to grow because you're spraying chemicals all on the fields. California, I'm so sick of y'all. I don't know why. How is California still a government poisoning all those people, spraying all that pesticide everywhere? How is that? How is California government still a thing? Poisoning its people. Everybody got all these lung conditions, but there are no garden pests, right? They come to clean up the crap. That's what they do. My plants aren't crap. Yeah, they're crap. They know their job. The bugs, the aphids and the beetles, everybody mad at this Japanese beetle that made it to America eating up all the crops. That's what he's supposed to do. He done got here like, damn it, the bugs here have no idea how to do the job. Apparently, they're spraying pesticides, killing the bugs. And so that Japanese beetle, he's eating up all the nasty, because he's impervious to some of the American pesticides. He knows his job. His job is ecosystem. His job is white blood cell. And as we wait for the humans to realize that they're not an autoimmune disease, they're not supposed to be attacking the other white blood cells. They're not supposed to be attacking the lungs. They're not supposed to be attacking the heart. Hashtag burning Amazon for consumerism. I don't pull no punches. I don't tell nobody what they want to hear. I tell people what I think they need to hear. I am not one to massage your egos. I'm not one to massage your indoctrination. Indoctrination is a hell of a drug. I'm going to tell you how I see it. The reason they're burning Amazon is because I got this laptop. I got this shirt. I'm a consumer. I'm trying to do less, but I'm an American, and that's just we don't actually get to do anything that doesn't burn up and kill and murder and vampirism and cannibalistic other people. Everything we have is stolen. All right, let me see. All right, let me go. Oh, Bofa, I got a question. How is California's government any worse than yours? Universal youth. How is California government any worse than the Pennsylvania government? I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me tell you right now, Bofa. I'm gonna tell you because Bofa, he always got jokes. Look, I'm gonna taste the air. Watch it. Oh, I can breathe the air. Look at that. Oh, watch Bofa missed it. Oh, it's actual air, Bofan. It's not dust. It's not pesticide. I can breathe the air in Pennsylvania. Now, mind you, that lithium and all that crap they're spraying out over there, it's going to make it over here, but it's a little clearer by the time it makes it to Pennsylvania. So in other ways, Pennsylvania works. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I still got Viagra in my water. I still got Ritalin. You can't tell, I know, because I'm on coffee, but they still got all the ADHD drugs and statin medication all in the water. But in terms of pesticide, Pennsylvania is king. We beating California because we don't have Californian type people choking on the air. I got friends both on, they done ran from California. I got a friend damn in Vermont almost dying. He had to get the hell out of California because he was choking on the Dust Bowl. But how come that ain't in the news? Huh? How come California's Dust Bowl ain't in the news? Got all these kids choking on the dust in the air. Oh Lord, here come Christine. And they passed Senate Bill 214. Now, you know what, Christine, I was watching Del Bigtree on that, and goodness gracious. That's the bill where they're going to make it harder for parents to get exemptions from big corporations, pharmaceutical vaccinations. You know my perspective on that. Don't ever trust a corporation. That's too identity focused. Never mind, take that out. Strike that from the record. Don't ever trust a system whose bottom line is not you, right? Don't ever trust a system whose bottom line is not children. Don't ever trust a system whose bottom line is not the ecosystem that you need to live in. The bottom line of corporations is money. Everything they do is for money. Their whole basis in survival is money. So I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. I will never trust a corporation. It has nothing to do with vaccines. I work for them, and I don't trust none of them. Big corporations should not exist. When you have monopolies, you have maniacal business plans to poison people and create all type of immune system problems. So California is a mess. California is just a mess, and soon they're going to be vaccinating the adults. I'm going to have that forced vaccine. I told y'all didn't listen to me. I told you. I said, doesn't matter who's president. Doesn't matter. You can put Trump in or Hillary in, but you better get ready for your vaccinations. And they're coming. Forced vaccinations. Why? Because presidents don't make the decisions. Big corporations do. America is the tip of the corporation spear. And that's why every country around the world hates America. And they're all cheering the collapse of America. You won't see it on TV, but please go talk to the people. All right? You won't see their government saying anything like that, right? Because their governments all get big money. See it right there, see that? Like, they love America. They want to come to America. They love us. No, they want to come here because we're the tip of corporation spear, and so you got a lot of opportunity here. That's why they want to come here. They don't want to come here because we're good. There are no good invaders. Nobody good can have 1,000 bases in nations that aren't their own. That's a bad guy. That's a violator. Because we are the tip of the corporation's war spear, the very tip. And we will jab it in every single nation that we find some poor women and poor children that can't defend themselves, some people that don't have military industrial complexes to hold us off. And we gotta be honest. We gotta be honest. If we can't be honest with ourselves, we ain't gonna get nowhere, right? You can't run away from yourself. Bob Marley said it. You can't run away from yourself. You have to really look under the covers and find out who you are, not just as an individual, but as a state, as a nation, as a people. If you're a race and group, y'all still doing the race games. The race game's still going on. They don't seem to realize that's the Hunger Games. They're all being starved, but if you don't really look under the covers and discover what yourself is in that group, you won't make it. And that's why I say all outside perspectives matter most. You don't want, it's like a marriage. Good example. It's like a marriage. You can't do counseling within the marriage. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Because he already knows everything she's thinking, and she already knows everything that he needs and thinking, right? Put the two together, you cannot counsel people like that from the inside. You got to go outside. You got to be 30,000 foot level, look down, and you can tell both of them what the hell's wrong with both of them. America can't fix America. I'm sorry, but the federal government can't fix the federal government. We need outside perspectives. Sometimes, I'm going to show this again. Sometimes you have to be at 30,000 feet or at the height of the UFO to see what the hell is wrong. And when you look down at Earth, it's obvious. It's obvious. You have white blood cells, you have an immune system that's attacking its own body. You have people who work for big corporations and people who buy from big corporations, consumerism, and it requires the burning of the jungles. It requires bombing of children. It requires all the things that they created demand for. That's why I don't blame the government. I mean, California's a sick government, they're sick. But don't we vote for them? Don't we cheer for them? Don't we pay them our taxes? Don't we breathe in the pesticides happily? There should be an exodus from California. That's my perspective. Like that 18 years pointless war in Afghanistan. Oh, Yvonne, it wasn't pointless, girl. It wasn't pointless. It wasn't pointless. No. You know, all of the opium that's coming out of Afghanistan. It wasn't pointless with the tip of the corporation spear. Now, it's pointless for the people. It's pointless for the 200,000 people that died in the opioid epidemic. But it ain't pointless for the corporations. We are the tip of the pharmaceutical war spear. And we will jab it anywhere on this planet they need to make massive amounts of money. And that's exactly what they did. So it was pointless for us. See, you know what, Ivan? I don't think these systems aren't broken. This government is not broken. We're just seeing it at its highest productivity. And this is what it's designed to do. By the way, I believe there is something far greater than man's impulses. Yeah, Miss T, there's a lot greater than man's impulses. We are being driven. I think we are being driven. I that's why I'm more of a spiritual cat than a religious cat, because I don't know that I know the root of all of this. I know, but there's something there and there's something driving us. And this is why we can't be killing people in other countries, because we don't know the power within those people who were sent here, the Nikola Teslas and Einsteins that we're bombing because we want $5 lattes. We need a brand new system. We do, Daniel. And that's my point. We need a brand new system. And you can only do that from 30,000 feet. You can't do that from within. At the very core of our model, war cannot be a staple. At the very core of our model, poisoning the population cannot be a staple. At the very core of our model, greed that drives all of this absolutely cannot be a part of the system. We need a human system because we are humanity. We need a government that gets along with the rest of the body, right? So as an example, if the Brazil is the lungs and America is not the heart, you thought I was gonna say the heart, America ain't the heart. No, ain't no love in there. No. The heart got love. You know, and say, well, America's the brain. Well, no, ain't that. The Earth ecosystem, America's not the brain. No, ain't a whole lot of critical thought there. No. But the gut's the second brain. No, I don't think we fit there. I don't know. America, I guess at this moment in time, we might just be the colon. But we still got a job to do. I mean, the colon has an important job, y'all. Come on, let's be honest. It has an important, one, you gotta be honest about the bull shizzle that you're shoveling as a nation because you were lied to about the model. But we got a job to do. But we gotta work with the intestines, and we gotta work with the big one and the small one. We gotta work with the stomach. We gotta work with the heart and the lungs, the arms. You can't go in the colon decide, you know what, I'm a poison the stomach and send some boo-boo back up the route. No, you can't do that. You can't destroy your ecosystem because when the body dies, the colon's gonna die, all right? We have to work together like an ecosystem. So whatever system we build, Brother Daniel, at the core, humanity has to be the basis of it. Children have to never be harmed from it, ever. We gotta have a Hippocratic oath, not the hypocrite requirement, right? We have to make sure that our next, those who come after us, have a little stronger body than what we inherited. We have to be an ecosystem. We're a biological creature. Hand can't tell the foot, I don't need you. Exactly, Jack, and that's my point. The hand can't tell the foot that. They're supposed to work together or they all die together. And that's why I love space. I have not been able to do the alien thing for a minute, but that's why I love space. I think Elon Musk is onto something. I think that once we get out there in space and we realize how little we are, you know, like the aliens, I want them just to show up and just be like, hi, and leave. And that's it. And maybe they're doing that. I don't know. But I just want like motherships to come down. If the aliens, if y'all listening, somebody pick up the phone, call Mel Mac, tell them I said this. Just send some ships, man. You don't have to do anything. Y'all could be on your way to Beta Centauri. Just come by and like hover over all the Capitol buildings of all the nations, and just sit there for about a month, because they can't do anything. They're gonna be scrambling jets, shooting bombs and stuff. It ain't not gonna happen. Just sit there for about a month. And nobody has to even be in a ship. They could be drones. Don't say nothing. Just show the humans that you were there. And then go the hell away. Humans have to realize they're not the greatest thing since poured rice in the universe. We're a part of something that's massive, and we need to work together. We need to act like we are a body, that the earth is a body in a big city, right? Like people walk around New York City choking on brake dust, you know? Because you know that's what most of the dust in New York is. In these apartments where they had the windows open, the dust was the brake dust from the city down below coming up and going in the windows. You can't be walking around New York City universe choking on brake dust. That's a stupid idea. You need your immune system fighting the brake dust, getting it out your system. Your white blood cells acting like white blood cells. Your arms and legs working together. You ever see somebody walking down New York City with the left leg don't like the right and the right don't like the left? Oh my goodness gracious. You know, and that's what America is. We walking down New York City like this. We look like a zombie walking down because the left trying to go this way, the right trying to do this, and tripping over ourselves, hitting our head, banging up against the wall. And people out there voting for this nonsense. I'm like, come on, y'all know y'all like a zombie, right? Whoo, zombie in the sea. Actually, the universe is within us. And it's within us too, Hillary. The universe is up there and it's within us. I think as above, so below. And then you got different universes at the molecular level and the atomic level and the quantum level and all the levels we don't have the technology to discover. The only thing that we know is we are part of various ecosystems. And if we don't work together, we all gonna die. And we all gonna die miserably. Musk, what are you talking about? No, Musk just got $12 million from Microsoft to start working on merging AI with the human minds and flesh. Shaking my fudging head, Daniel, but you knew that was gonna happen. You know that. Anytime anybody's starting to do anything good, it's gonna get corrupted. It's like all the movements and all the struggles, right? Anytime you actually become effective, you're heading in the right direction. Oh, and it's not evil. Like, I don't see demons or anything. You just got businesses and billionaires that got to make profit. And they know Elon Musk is a, first of all, the brother got problems. I mean, I didn't think they didn't put something in his coffee or something, but he figured AI out the first time around. At the beginning, he was like, AI is crazy. He was with Steve Jobs and Stephen Hawking and said, AI is stupid. We need to stop. And he left the project. He saw what the governments were working on. He's like, we gonna kill all us. We need to stop. And they refused to stop. And so he and Steve Jobs went off and created OpenAI, right? So hundreds of thousands of programmers around the world could know how to take on some sort of AI that the Republic of Congo or America or somebody releases and it starts shutting down power grids on the internet. And then all of a sudden, Steve Jobs died. Oh, cancer. Didn't cancer get him? Didn't cancer get Bob Marley? And then who's the other? Stephen Hawking. He died. Oh, damn, that's a coincidence. Is that like a coincidence in 10 years? Two of the smartest people on the planet that actually came out and against AI both died. You know, I just don't do coincidences. I'm not a coincidence guy. I am definitely a conspiracy guy because my lords and kings always conspire against me. And then all of a sudden, Elon Musk, he gets back on program. Yeah, we need to take the AI and interface it with the human brain and da-da-da-da-da. And he's on it. But he did two things I think that were very key. One, he said internet around the world. You know, bring internet to everybody. Why? If you know, if the human body is connected and everything is talking, good things can happen. The only problem is when good things happen, and you know that women don't have rights anywhere on this damn planet because we keep sending weapons everywhere, tanks and bombs and stuff. We keep blowing up governments that little girls need so they can walk to school. When we know that's happening, people can make good decisions. Right? But when that's covered up and people don't have internet, then you can blow up their nation, do whatever you want, and nobody knows any better. They just know that their coffee costs $4.95 at Starbucks, and they'll keep drinking it. And the second thing he did is lowering the price of travel in space. That, I think, is going to be a great thing, right? When billionaires get a lower return on investment from going to these asteroids and other planets to get resources, they're going to leave the human intellect alone. And the activists will stop being followists. They'll stop playing follow the leader, the Pied Piper, because the billionaires aren't going to pay the leaders for that anymore. They're going to be buying the leaders so they can get the space, keeping us here, perhaps. But the more humans are left alone by these billionaires and trillionaires and corporations, the more we can actually start re-engaging back with sentience. Corporate tax-free, life-punishing capitalism. Right, well, you can't have taxes, right, Miss T? You can't have taxes. Taxes, that's slavery. That's slavery, right? They tax you to keep you working, right? You can't stop working if they're taxing you, and they're taxing the goods. They tax the goods and they tax the labor. And capitalism is slavery. Just like socialism, just like communism, it's all control. Those are all control systems. And money is just like the key aspect of all of that control. You know, we are a slave plantation. That's why I always go back to money has to go away. You can't keep money and have freedom. The two don't work together. We need a Star Trek type economy. Hawkins lived a long freaking time with this condition. He did, Lori, because he was doing things. He was progressing technology, and all technology being utilized for billionaires and big corporations, not humanity or doing anything mildly sentient. So they kept him alive. But, you know, when you turned on AI, when you started turning on the main source of control that these big billionaires or corporations are working on, you don't get to keep breathing on that planet. Hey, Epstein contributed to research. Yes, he did. Project at MIT. A researcher was fired. Aaron Swartz, remember Aaron Swartz? That's the young brother, the activist, the hacker. Aaron Swartz hacked and shared the content. What a hero. He absolutely was a hero. He absolutely was a hero. And Epstein was in bed with all the technology too. I mean, he donated millions to different research and study projects. And just think for a minute. Do you think Epstein was here to help? It was kind of sick if you look at the things that he actually invested in. Somebody posted that link from who was that truth teller? Maggie, Abby, somebody. And she kind of went through all the ties to Epstein to these big tech companies and the technology, right? As long as the technology is not being used for humans, it's a good thing. Epstein didn't care about you, which is why he was investing in these things. I used to think it was about profits. But a lot of profit to be made is doing the right thing. Right, well, real profits, not profit in money and bank accounts, but profit in the body, being healthy, walking in New York City, and the left and the right are actually walking for the body, not big corporations that are acting like autoimmune, like an autoimmune disease, getting all the white blood cells to attack each other. Can't make profits when everybody is poor. Whatever their plan is much, much sinister than profit. Well, you know, Susan, I think profit, it's a cog in that, right? The profit is a cog in that. And the reason why there's so much poverty now, in my perspective, like why are we going back to the 1930s? Why is America cultivating medieval diseases now? Well, because they're almost done with us, right? Like if you keep people fighting and the bottom isn't too low, then everybody's still fighting to get to the top. But when the bottom becomes so bottom heavy, they're gonna revolt, right? And this is why you got the prison class and a no vote class and a slave class, and it just, you can die under New York City and 8 layers deep of subway tunnel class. And eventually those people are gonna revolt, right? But they don't really care, because once you have significant amounts of drones and AI and 5G where you can put down any revolt anytime you want, then they don't really care. Return on investment. Like, I don't see conspiracy theory. I just see return on investment, right? Systems have a requirement. Governments need power, and they're never going to release any power. They're not going to stop going for power that the people vote for them to go after and for them to keep. And business, as long as people are buying from them, they're going to keep selling, right? They're always going to meet that demand. So I think it was a temporary stopgap. but in terms of letting people have money, printing enough money so you can have an upper class, a middle class, and a lower class. Now they're making sure resource-wise, we can only have the 1930s upper class and lower class. Why? Because if people don't have resources, they can't stand up. People who don't have resources will be in conflict with one another. And slowly, as their jobs whittle away into automation, you don't really have to worry about them being upset or them revolting because you have all the power. You have all the AI, you have all the tanks, the drones. You can run a war with 300 people in Washington. You don't need poor people to join the military. So I think the profit was just a stopgap. It's just return on investment. Like they don't know, again, these billionaires don't hate America. They just profit from America. They don't hate America at all. They just return on investment. They're too busy in country club and Epstein Island bets. The Mellons fighting the DuPonts and the DuPonts fighting the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and everybody, fighting for control and power to worry about us. They're not worried about us, right? They need to make sure they got as many robots and automation working for their corporations as possible. Then they got to make sure that if the military ever get upset and turn on the military, whatever, that they can subdue them with automation, with a few people in Washington or Moscow or London, wherever their control centers are. The only fights is just us versus them. That's it. Those who want to rule the world and those who actually don't. Those who want to act like an autoimmune disease on the planet and those who don't. That's the only real struggle. All an evil empire monopoly, brother. It all is. It's a monopoly game, Daniel, that we need to stop. We need to stop. We need to stop sending our kids into this monopoly game that's being played for 5,000 years. Being born with nothing. All the big banks and big families own all the properties and everybody else just struggles with the little slavery jobs. We need to end it. Just end it. We can walk away anytime we want. Let me see. We've become hormonally imbalanced cocktails to be toyed with by corporate Merca. Yes, absolutely, Ms. T. We are. We are, unfortunately, because we forgot who we are. It only takes a generation to break a people, and they broke us. And most people are cheering for slavery. Most people are cheering for enslavement to keep things the way they are. We don't know much about where we live, honestly. I trust you more than I trust NASA. Well, thank you, Brother Sean. I appreciate that. I don't trust myself. I appreciate that, but don't trust me. Sean, don't trust nobody. Put your head into research, make your own decisions. Don't trust leaders and don't trust me. And damn sure don't trust NASA, right? Because I don't trust me. Why don't I trust me? Because I was raised indoctrinated. Once a month, I would say, 30 days out the month, I say, I love Jesus. I love Jesus. I love Jesus. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. And then communion day would come, and I'd pretend that I was a vampire cannibal, that I was a starving tribe in the Amazon whose homeland's being burned up, that I lived on. What was that island where they kill everybody, that the helicopters fly over? And started to eat the body of Christ and pretend I'm murdering him and drinking his blood, right? Don't trust me. I am in the same damn country with you. Don't trust anybody. Trust your research, trust your intellect, what you're thinking, and always stand on your own too. But NASA lies about every damn thing. The Bible justified it, but I was always skeptical. Well, I appreciate that, Brother Jonathan. I was not skeptical. I didn't with no skepticism in me, brother. They didn't put that indoctrination in hard. Trust the very words. And meanwhile, Jesus in heaven, like, y'all don't trust. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. Jesus. Because God told Jesus, and God was, hey, Jesus. Hey, come here. Look what the humans are doing. Come here for a second. Jesus came down, looked in the scope. Are they pretending to eat me? What the hell? Jesus didn't say that, but he's just like, I love them, but they'll figure it out. God, just give them a minute. Just God, look, the asteroid and the flood, just hold that for a back. They're gonna figure it out. Just give them some time. They're starving, and they got governments and lords and kings keeping them in conflict. They still think they're racist and all of that. They still believe in religion. Just give them a minute. They'll figure it out. Oh, Jesus, they're drinking your blood, man. They doing what? All right, so no, anyway, Sean, don't trust anybody. Trust everybody is here for a reason. It's like this right here. This is not a piece of snot. This is a white blood cell. This is a white blood cell. Trust, you got a job to do. You provide critical services from within the whole, right? And this is why I'm saying there has to be 7 billion independent critical thinkers on this planet, not 200 groups of them, right? Because they want to group the white blood cells up and get them to go attack the lung. And that's stupid. Every movement, every single group. If you're in a group, you're going to suffer from groupthink. Everybody needs to be an individual critical thinker. I tell my friends all the time, and they got my back. If I'm lying, you need to call me out. If I'm making something up, you need to call me out. If I said something that's untrue, post a fact. I'm not here to be right. I'm not here to lead anybody. I'm not here to convince anybody I know anything. I'm here because why the hell am I here? Oh yeah, because y'all keep bombing children and starving everybody. I'm here for the kids. I ain't here for the adults. I don't know where y'all going, but. And then what did Christ say when y'all put him up on the cross? Right, y'all, because y'all acting like Caesar, voting for Caesars. He said, forgive them, for they know not what they do. This is why I don't blame anybody. I don't blame anybody for anything. We're all indoctrinated. We're all born into really jacked up environments for the most part, whether it's wealthy or poor. Like I said, I don't blame Johnny D. I said it yesterday and I still believe it. I don't blame Johnny D at all. Johnny D good. Y'all remember Johnny D good? Y'all remember Johnny D good? Johnny D good. Johnny D Rockefeller. Johnny D, when he was born, Johnny D was good. Johnny D good. Johnny D good. Everybody is good at birth. All the kids are perfect until we break them. Double Bill broke him and he became Johnny D bad. And he proceeded to destroy the planet by creating 200 groups of white blood cells that attack each other from pharmaceuticals, and all the other billionaires figured out how he created cronyism, and they all did their own cronyism, from farming to agriculture to water to poisoning the food and government. All right, I'll look at the news. What's in the news? 4th of July parade in Hong Kong. First of all, it ain't the 4th of July. It ain't even in there July. What the hell? In Hong Kong. Why and who? What the hell is that? Because okay, that has to do with Hong Kong, China, independence, all of that. Right. Well, they're doing it right if they don't do it how the Americans do it. If they're not doing it how the Americans do it, they're good to go. If they're actually out there fighting for their independence now, using a model of the 4th of July, then I kind of get that. Yeah, that makes sense. But America, that's not how it goes. We get firecrackers and bottle rockets and we celebrate 1776 when them back then got their independence. Them back then. We don't celebrate independence today. We celebrate slavery today. We go up, blow up bottle rockets and stuff and cheer not being free. We cheer them being free back then and us keeping slavery getting worse and worse and worse. And I didn't even think about it. Like I didn't think about it as a kid. I grew up in Maryland. We couldn't even have bottle rockets. I'm like, wait a minute, we're gonna celebrate our independence, but I can't light a bottle rocket, right? They took the bottle rocket. They took bottle rocket rights. They did. They took cherry bomb rights. You couldn't even have fireworks in Maryland. We used the bad kids. We used to get in the friend's car, go across to Virginia, buy our fireworks, come back, blow them up in our neighborhood before the police came, right? But we're celebrating our freedom. We're celebrating. So hopefully they're celebrating the 4th of July, right? Celebrating them getting their independence now, not embracing historical past independences. Like every generation, you're supposed to move forward in freedom. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like the main focus of humanity has got to be freedom. It's got to be liberty and freedom, and leave each other alone. Keep every generation walking towards becoming freer and freer and freer, not enslaving us more and more and more, creating more laws. So hopefully they're doing it right. Historic Putin in Ukraine, Zelensky to meet. Well, yeah, I don't believe in leaders. I think they print the money. Russia has a Rothschild bank, so Putin really isn't in control as much as he thinks he is. Bizarre tale of woman and an iPhone. I think we got to watch that. I think because it says bizarre. It might be something important in that. It might be something. It's not about geo conflicts. It's not about war. There could be something important in this one. I think we got to. What the hell?
Finally tonight, a look at the very first iPhone that was discovered more than 2,000 years ago. Say what? Right?
Excuse
I know
me?
you're probably sitting here asking, how can that be?
Hold on, pause. Hashtag, where the hell is Susan? Susan! Somebody call Susan. Somebody tag Susan if she ain't here.
Right? Well, you see, it's not really an iPhone.
She's our ancient
my
archaeologist.
God, it sure looks like one. Look at that. That's 2,300 years old. It's a belt buckle that was found at a site called the Russian Atlantis in the mountainous region of a place called Tuva, which is, by the way, just south of Siberia.
First of all, that's not an iPhone. The Americans' iPhones don't look like that. Damn it, that's not an iPhone. Americans' iPhones is shiny. They're brand new, slave minerals. They just, they dust a little piece of dust land on the iPhone. They return it. They get rid of it. Got to upgrade. They get rid of the damn thing. Got to get a new slave mineral phone because we all love slavery. That's not an iPhone. Look too dusty and dirty. Got some dots on it. My cell phones, they always got cracked screens. I can barely read them before I trade them in because I understand 5-year-olds are getting the minerals out of mines. But the Americans are going for the next upgrade, and then they're fighting 5G, but they always go for the upgrade. They don't understand Sprint and Qualcomm and Cisco are all behind all of this. But I don't think that looks like an iPhone to me. It's interesting that 2,000 years ago, they got equally spaced dots and all of that.
No wonder nobody had found this thing. According to the Siberian Times, even archaeologists have marveled at how much the 2,000-year-old belt buckle resembles a smartphone. The burial site from the Bronze Age of the era of the Genghis Khan. Oh, by the way, see that? The buckle was found next to a skeleton of a woman. There it is, or I should say, there she is. The woman has been nicknamed Natasha, and the accessory found next to her has been nicknamed the iPhone. Wow.
Stop it. Hashtag fake news. Listen, this is fake news. I'm calling fake news on this one. I'm calling shenanigans. There have been ancient discoveries that don't fit in place, right? There are parts all over this planet. Discoveries that just boggle the mind. Discoveries that tell you that we probably had time travel for a very long time. I'm gonna do time travel because we're on Bizzare right now. Hang on, let me. Do you know that they found a damn watch in an ancient tomb in China? Come on, stop. Let me show you this. Watch an ancient tomb in China. I gotta go do my research. I can't type. Well, this isn't research, but hang on. Let me see. I was told that typing things in Google ain't research. It's not research. Research is research. Doing a Google search is not research. But there was an ancient watch. Let me see. Watch found in ancient China. Hold on. Let's see if we can bring it up. Didn't we do that? I thought we talked. Half the time, I don't know what we talk about here. Here it goes. Right here. Here we go. Right here. I thought we talked about this one. A block that's a belt buckle that could resemble anything. That is not like what I would consider something that doesn't fit in. That's not Bizzare, that's a damn triangle. I mean, a rectangle, okay? That's not Bizzare. Belts of that shape, and I guess it makes sense that you would make a buckle, right? This is out of place. This is what's freaky. This is Bizzare. This was found in an ancient Chinese tomb. And why do I say it might be evidence of time travel? Well, why in the world would, let me see if I get another angle. Why would they make a damn watch that looks like this? Who would make a ring that actually you can see it's got two hands for the time, it's got the little dots all the way around it for the numbers, like they didn't know what numbers were back then, but they put the dots, and then it's got the band. Why would they do that? And it's not like a future watch, it's not an Apple Watch, that's an old watch, right? Isn't that what Nikola Tesla said? Right? Einstein and Tesla said it. Once we figure out gravity, then time is just an equation, right? It's just another. Once you figure out one piece of the equation, you can figure out the rest, right? So you look at that and you tell me time travel doesn't exist. Why? Because we worship what we see. And they saw this God come back from a time machine. His name was probably Mike. Mike, just one day in Oonga Boonga land, they were just kind of walking around, and all of a sudden, this time machine appears. What the hell? Mike comes out. He knew things that they didn't know how to do. He created fireworks. He showed them how to mix this and make that and make gunpowder, whatever. And they worshiped Mike. And then Mike died because there was no two-way time travel. They could send him back probably in the 1940s, 50s, 60s because the American government is always lying about everything. They don't want to tell you they solved gravity because they don't want to share the technology with you because they want you to keep believing the wars are for your stability, that they're for national security. So no, I don't believe that Bizzare, but to me, this is Bizzare. That looks too much like a watch. It looks too much like an ancient culture worshiping somebody that got sent back. And then you add that, and it sounds crazy, but you add that with the whistleblowers who are saying that we have time travel, the whistleblowers who talk about that. What was that ship? The ship that was in the harbor, was it Philadelphia Harbor, the Philadelphia experiment where the ship disappeared, and now you got the people on their deathbed saying that, yeah, the ship disappeared and rephased back and all the soldiers were in the decks and they were refused back in. Like, I mean, if it's completely unscientific and it's not anything that the ancients said, then I'm like, yeah, okay. Right? But if you got like the Emerald Tablets and Thoth and the ancient scriptures in the Bible and all these other books saying that all of that stuff was possible, if we manifest, everything we manifest, we actually create, we know we will create time travel, then I look at them like, you know what? Somebody made time travel back when you had, somebody said Swiss watches were a thing. That, if anything, is a sign that we need to end secrecy. Right? Because that's where I get off. These things I can't prove, and I don't even care to prove, right? If they're based in theories and ancient things that we were told, whistleblowers coming forward, then that's grounds enough to say governments can't have secrets anymore, right? If we're destroying the planet for fossil fuels and we suspect even this much that they might be lying to us, to me, that's grounds alone. Grounds alone. You cannot have secrets. Government can't have secrets. Why? They're not ever on our side. They're not ever doing things for us. They're always doing things for power. And when what they want syncs up, when their power, gaining power, syncs up with what we want, then we might get a little trinket. But as long as them gaining power doesn't sync up with humanity, they're going to do everything against humanity, keeping secret all of those patents on energy propulsion. All right. I could stay on that topic all day. Damn, that's where I lost it. Where'd you lose it, John? Alternate universe, time warp, parallel universe. Carolyn, that makes sense too. These are things that the smartest people on the planet theorize. And I don't know anything. I just know that I'm stupid. I know I'm stupid when it comes to string theory. I try to follow Michio Kaku, Carolyn. I try my best. But that man and his brain, my goodness, I'd say that a man has a sexy brain. A brain is a sexy thing, and that man has a sexy brain. He opens up your mind to things, But I don't know. I just know that government can't have those secrets. I know that 0.01% can't hold all the secrets, and 99.9999% that are fighting with each other don't know a damn thing, can't continue to fight each other. So no, governments can't have secrets. We've gone too forward with technology. We've gone too far. When you've got a few people that can destroy everything, they can't have secrets. Mike was a leprechaun. You know what? Who's that? Sheepless? I believe in leprechauns too. I believe in leprechauns. I tell you right now, I believe in fairies and leprechauns and mermaids. As long as I got a lying government, I believe in all of that. All that stuff the ancient sailors came back and told you. They was out in the ship, right out in the ship. They came back and said the ocean is glowing. It was like, ocean ain't glowing, man. Y'all crazy. You was drunk. And now we know we got bioluminescent explode growth that makes the ocean glow. They came back and said, "With giant squid attacked the ship." And then we like, you lying, man. Y'all drinking. But somebody put some tar in the beer, and it's like, nope, the giant squids are real, They came back and said, "Oh man, it's the craziest thing. People with black skin in Africa, it's crazy. We gonna call it Africa." Like, man, y'all crazy. You drunk as hell. What the hell y'all drinking? Go to, oh damn it, is y'all wow. I trust it. I think in the ancient past, people saw things they didn't understand. They tried to tell us about it, but we're too stupid. California water crisis. We're both on that. You think all the governments are saying, let's look at California. What is California doing? What the hell y'all doing there?
Now the quality of California's water is under fire up and down the state.
Hang on, I just want to say this real quick. California, y'all going to hell. I don't know where hell is at. But damn sure it's going to be at least the shape of California. It's going to fit all the California government in there.
Various issues that are plaguing residents' drinking water. Now, for the next 3 days, we're going to uncover dangerous chemicals in the water. And first, we start with the cover-up of a partial nuclear meltdown in Simi Valley, California, that you didn't hear much about. Well, we sent RT correspondent Natasha Sweet is there and has more on why some residents say this is affecting their water.
Simi Valley is known for many things, like the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and being a place where families raise their children outside of the city. But what you likely won't hear about is a chemical in the groundwater that has some residents concerned.
Leah Segedy lives just outside of Los Angeles in the city of Simi Valley. The The mother of three says the reason a chemical called perchlorate is in Simi Valley's groundwater is from a partial nuclear meltdown only 17 miles away. Exposure to high levels of perchlorate lowers thyroid activity and has adverse effects on the skin and cardiovascular system. The Santa Susana Field Lab, also known as Rocketdyne, began testing rocket engines and operated nuclear reactors here in the 1950s.
We didn't know about it when it happened. That's a story about the Department of Defense holding on to the information for 10 years after they received it.
Simi Valley residents either get their water from the city or from the Golden State Water Company, which is a private company. Segedi used to live in an area of Simi Valley where she received groundwater from the city. Well, she says that she had 2 of her boys there and no major health problems. But when she moved to her new residence, she began receiving her water from the Golden State. Pregnant with her youngest son, she said she noticed a difference in her thyroid, and when her son was born, he had issues his other brothers didn't, including severe skin rashes and 24 different food allergies.
We had to cover him in little onesies to keep him from scratching, and he would just bleed and pus all the time.
Mayor Keith Mashburn was born and raised in Simi Valley and believes the water is safe.
There is a state standard on how much perchlorate you're allowed to have in drinking water, and Golden State meets those standards.
Do you think the state standard is safe?
Well, I certainly think it is. I trust that it is.
Mayor Mashburn.
See, this is where I get upset. This is when I get upset. I think the standards are safe. Literally, if you had a human bone in your body and you saw that baby covered in pus and bumps, you would say, you know what? I have no idea if the standards are safe. They told me they are, but we're going to get into this. We're going to look into this. This is why I'm saying I'm not here for the adults, but people believe this crap, right? So you look at the baby, and if there is a slight chance that the water caused that, the air caused it, the food caused it, the pharmaceutical caused it, the vaccine caused it, if there is the slightest chance the MMR caused it, you investigate it. Why? Because you're supposed to be there for the people, not the corporations writing the regulations, right? Like, people don't really understand that. These regulations come out and they think it's science, and it's not science, it's government and corporation, right? They produce things, they gotta make profit, and they say, well, if it's under this percentage, it's okay, and if you wanna stay in office, we got some money for it. And they give them campaign contributions. And so that's what I'm saying, you err on the side of caution. These are basic human sentient things. If a system might have killed or harmed a biological life, you always side on the side of the biological life because you are biological. You hear what I'm saying? That's why I get upset, and this is bull. This is why I know California's going to hell.
Burns says while there is perchlorate in the groundwater,
I take that back. California is hell. It is hell. When y'all die, you're going to go to California.
he doesn't believe Rocketdyne is the culprit.
As a child growing up out here, the insecticides and fertilizers and airplanes dropping chemicals on the citrus trees, so there was a huge amount of farming that went on and a lot of chemicals that were spread throughout the city.
But Segedi says she's...
Okay, whoa. Now, he said some truthful stuff. But how come he didn't act on it? Like, I don't get that. Like, this is what I'm saying. It's crazy when people think their government's there for them. And he kind of laughed at the end. Did you see that? I want to slap the taste out of his mouth. You see this right now? No, I'm not a violent guy. But when y'all, I have to hold myself back when y'all hurting these kids. Listen, look at him laugh at the end of it. Like, he's spraying this crap. He's getting paid by the corporations or his political party, because all the parties are getting paid. People are getting sick. People are dying. They're fleeing California. And you got this kid that's got problems. And now you're trying to say, oh, well, it's a whole bunch of things. Oh, they spraying the air. Yeah, they putting in this and that and that. It's probably not the water. It's probably the other projects we got paid by big corporations that we're doing.
Chemicals that were spread throughout the city.
But
You little bastard.
He says she's concerned since the city is now talking about using the groundwater as drinking water.
This fight here to bring down the level of perchlorate in water isn't just about me. It's not just about people in Simi Valley and our thyroid issues. It's about people all over the United States eating the lettuce that we're producing here in California and getting it that way.
Since Segedy has moved, she's installed a reverse osmosis system in her home and says her son no longer has rashes on his skin.
Imagine that. You live in a free country where you have to go buy a water filtration system, a massive one, and mount it to the wall and put it in a closet to actually have clean drinking water. And this makes sense to people. This is normal. This is normal. This is okay. This is normal behavior. This is what government should be. You gotta go buy protective devices to protect you from your oligarchy. And no, and it's not about the water. And I agree with him on that. It ain't about the water. And it ain't about the air. And it ain't about the citrus farms. And it ain't about the lettuce. And it ain't about America. It's about continuing to trust kings and lords that have always been in bed with banks and coffers and big corporations. It's no different now. They call themselves government. This is why I don't believe in leaders. This is why I don't believe in governing. I think people need to govern themselves. Why? Because if you got a single point of failure, it will always fail. Always. Why? Because everybody needs money, and money pays for this. This is ridiculous. This is re-damn ridiculous.
Mayor Mashburn says the city is still years away from making a decision on whether or not they'll incorporate some of Simi Valley's groundwater into their drinking water. In Simi Valley, Natasha Sweet, RT.
That's just damn ridiculous. I hate it. What is it?
Hard to clear through the debris and get right down to the nitty-gritty that is real news.
New details are...
All right, well, it's real news, but you don't get real solutions. I love RT to death, but the bottom line is you fight the problem at the root. That's what I'm saying. I'm not a side effect arguer. I don't see the immune system, it doesn't fight side effects. It goes for the root problem, right? I go for the root problem. The root problem is oligarchy and big money and government and money. Right? You keep going down and down and down and down and down until you actually hit the root problem. And when you solve the root problem, it solves the problem for millions of other people. And if they can see that, like, because that's how it works, right? Let's say your problem is water, right? Your kids were harmed by water, and these kids over here were harmed by, I don't know, vaccines, Tylenol, and these kids over here were harmed by artificial scarcity and poverty and whatever. And you got all of these people at the top. You got all of these, they all get in groups and organizations. And they can fight for water, and they can fight racism, and they can fight the police, and these people can fight immigration, and these people can fight the pharmaceutical companies, and these people can fight the big beef companies. But if you line all of those people up and they're fighting each other for attention, nobody gets anything. Or you crawl towards helping some of them, whoever has the most power, whoever has the most people, the most voices. But when you start digging down, well, these are all corporate issues. These are all corporations' projects. None of these were mistakes. All of these things are based in technologies that corporations are selling, that government's allowing. So you just bring it down a level, right? You bring it down a level, and the next level is, okay, the corporations are behind all of this crap, and they're hurting the people. They're not helping. Bring it down to the next level, where the corporations bought the government, and the government's writing the legislation. They're allowing it. And so you took 20 groups at the top, and now you got about 3 groups who understand that they're all being harmed by legislation because the legislation is being bought by corporations. And people are starting to process the idea of corporatocracy and oligarchy and how it works. And you break the 3 down into, well, the big banks, they set this up. Johnny D, right? Because Johnny D used to be good, but now Johnny D is bad. Johnny D bad, okay? Right? He set up cronyism. Oh, so we never were capitalists. Oh, and socialism, that's promoted by the elite too. So that's highly controlled. So is communism. Oh, okay. And you bring those people down to one group at the bottom. It's like, how did this all happen? Money is the root of all evil. All right, I'll say it the other way because y'all like it the other way. The love of money is the root of all evil. And who doesn't love being alive? Right. Everybody loves being alive, for the most part. And how do you live in this society? Money. So in order to live, you must get money. You loving money is not an option for you, right? You love money in action. Now you can be like me. I talk about money all the time. I don't like money. I hate money. I can't stand money. Money is evil. We are 98% monkeys. We are not evolved enough to have no damn money, no power over anybody else. We should not have slaves in the bank in the form of a currency. Okay? Slavery's a bad idea. But every action I make is the love of money, right? Because I'm about to get off of here now because I got to go buy and sell in an environment. If I don't have the money, I die. So it doesn't matter if you love money or not. They could care less. You need money. So what does that mean? In action, but my point here was simply this. If you take all of those groups and you understand that this is a system, and a system needs cooperation, a system needs demand, all you got to do to end the system is get rid of the demand, right? Get rid of the people who work for those corporations and the people who buy from them, right? Walk away from the system, people who keep voting for it to keep this going on, right? So when you include everybody in that root problem, it's called root cause analysis. It's called a root cause solution. It means you fix it for everybody. And you show people how the different feeds into their problems and who it got hurt. And you take all those passionate people of all the kids that are being harmed, all the people who lost, their parents to Alzheimer's and dementia, all of this stuff that Pfizer was hiding. And you realize that the root cause is money. Banks just printing enough to keep everybody in conflict. You pull everybody in, and then all you got to do is walk away from the system and say, you know what? Like Daniel said, we're going to rebuild a new system, and it's not going to be based in this. Right? If you want money, you can have money, and you carved up different type of ways. But you can't have a system whose core purpose is money. If you do, you will always have slavery, you will always have conflict, you will always have someone at the bottom, because it's literally, debt is literally how they drive the human race. All right. So yeah, I don't like California. I'm sorry, I don't. Y'all going to hell. Y'all just sick. I break for fake news. No, Sheepless, you don't break for fake news. Everybody does. They all break, because fake news is people hear what they want to hear, right? Adrian, people hear what they want to hear. They tune into the news that tells them what they want to hear. And that's why I say you never tell people what they want to hear. Always tell people what they need to hear. Tell people the truth. You know, if you're telling people what they need to hear, which is what leaders of all these movements do, fighting the side effect, then you're just reinforcing their indoctrination. You're reinforcing their ignorance, right? Telling people what they need to hear is the worst form of indifferent hate. Your leaders of all these different movements, they're not trying to solve the root problem. All the root problems go away when you solve the root problem. All the side effects go away when you solve the root problem. And this is why politicians don't talk about root problems, because they literally make money on the side effects. You know, they'll treat, and they might actually clean up the water, but they're gonna keep poison in the food. They might actually clean up the poison in the food, but they're gonna keep the poison in the drugs, right? They might clean up the poison in the drugs because they're making money from all of this. This is how the corporations work. They need money. They want retirement like you, me, and everybody else. And that's why I don't blame the leaders neither. They're part of the game. Fight the power, not the powerful. Hate the game, not the player. Hate the game, not the player. See, they reversed. They messed it up on that one. You're not supposed to hate the player, not the game. You're supposed to hate the game, not the player, and make the game go away. Not the people. Don't hate the player. He's just a part of the system, and politicians are players. The leaders of all these movements, they're just players. Your goal is to free people from their ignorance and their follow ticks. They're follow-tists. They're not activists, they're follow-tists. They follow. And they're not utilizing critical thought and looking at the root of a problem. All governments are the dingman to private profits and socialized risk unto the populace. I don't know what the dingman is. What's the was that like ding-a-ling? What was that? Okay. But they're definitely the conduit to big business, right? You know, it's a single point of failure, and that's why we have a representative form of government. It's because it's easy to buy 1,000 people at the federal level. It's easy to buy, I don't know, how many state-level politicians are there in each state? A couple hundred. It's easy to buy that at the state level. All the cronyisms, the cronies from the state level to the federal level to the local level, they all went out because there's a single point of failure because people don't want to vote for themselves. That's why I like direct democracy. I like RIC. Let people make their own choices. Root of the problem, we have a terrorist organization, organized crime syndicate, masquerading as the government of the United States of America. John, you ain't never been no true in your life. You ain't never been that true in your life. They are a criminal organization. People across this nation should not be lining up to vote for them. They should be lining up screaming, criminales. I like the way the Mexicans say it. Mexican people here, y'all from Mexico. My cousin's from Mexico. I like how y'all, it's not, oh damn it, that ain't Mexico. I'm being racist. Where did I hear that? Colombia. That's where I heard it. Colombia. Anybody? Criminales. They're criminales. That's what they are. They're all criminales. They're all strongmen. Yes, Bofont. They're all strongmen. They're strongmen for massive corporations. Criminales. Need to be fighting against the criminales. Not trying to fight to get your criminales in or your sheep into a system that requires they all be criminales. Don't let me find, if I can find, that was a good show. What show was that? That was Narcos. I like Narcos. That was a great, if y'all didn't watch Narcos on Netflix, you need to watch it. You know, because it's at all levels. And I love like breaking things down and looking at, we're always behind all of this nonsense, right? It's always money, power, profit, and greed. Why do you have a drug cartel? It's because you got a war on drugs. Let me see. Love my country, ashamed of my government. And that's it, Daniel. I love my neighbors. I love my land. I do. But I don't say the Pledge of Allegiance. And I don't fly the flag. Only because I came from a military family, got too many friends in the military, and love the land that you're in. And I don't think it's called America. I think that's what billionaires call it. I live in a land, and it probably has no name, but it's a local community. I love the people around me. I look out for them. For the most part, they kind of look out for me too, and that's what we should be doing. And then doing that on a greater scale. Look out for your region. Look out for your people in this statish thing. Look out for people in the nationist thing, and also look out for people on the planet, because we're on a planet. We are literally a body, an ecosystem, and we're walking in a big city. And we got a left foot and a right foot that's fighting each other. How far are you going to get in a big city? You going to get anywhere important when you got a left and a right foot that's fighting each other? You ain't getting anywhere. Shoot. I'll go to hell. I ain't going to say it. I just say that there's some people that they got the left and the right foot fighting each other, and you can walk faster and run faster than them. That should not be a model for us, right? We shouldn't literally handicap ourselves intentionally because we want more than what our neighbor has. How stupid is that? How stupid is that to handicap your entire species? How stupid is it to destroy the ecosystem that you live on because you don't like some of the other white blood cells? Y'all, we're white blood cells. We are a part of the planet's immune system. Something put us here. Something created, something knew that this planet needed white blood cells to solve problems, not to cause all the damn problems, to work together as a collective across the planet, resolving the problem with the water, the food, the forest, to live in sync with nature, live in sync with the body. Not to act like an autoimmune disease, attacking each other and destroying what we all need and what our children need for us to grow up and be adults and make sure we protect for them. All right, that's all I got. I got to get going. Whoa. Christine got something. Hang on. There's a small town in Mexico. Citizens took over, got rid of the politicians and the enforcers. No more drugs, no more murders. Yes, Christine, what is the name of that town? I forgot the name of that town. The town finally got sick of it. They got sick of America's corruption. You thought I'd say Mexico? It's American corruption. They got sick of Americans, Rothschild's nation, the Rockefellers and the rest of it. They got sick of it. They got sick of the war on drugs, and they got sick of their kids being raped. They got sick of the gangs. They got sick of the control, and they took over their country, the town. They barricaded the streets. They didn't let drug dealers nor government in. They knew who all the criminales was. What's the name of that town? Somebody posted. And they created a tribal government, right? And everybody has to serve part-time on government. You actually don't get to choose to be in government. They pick you. If they think you are sentient, you got to sit on the council of 12, I think it was, Christine, and you're forced to make decisions. You got to leave your job to make decisions, and they keep the laws minimal. They keep the people free because they keep the government and the criminales, the other criminales, the cartels out. They got freedom. Now, they're not going to keep it. Maybe they will. I don't know, because they did end the war on drugs. So it's possible that they keep it. But anyway, if somebody doesn't post it, I'll find the link I posted. It was a great story. I think they even had a Vice episode, and it was before Vice sold out. I don't know who bought Vice. Was it Amazon or somebody? Yeah. That's why you can't have mainstream media. They break everything important. All right. How do you going? This is Gerard. Love y'all to death. I'm out of here. Y'all in white blood cells. We are macrophages. We are not an autoimmune disease on this planet. Y'all have a great day now.